Finger blasting is fun with friends.
But if my friends aren't around, I'll just finger blast myself.
3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey, Har.
If I had to choose between oral sex and birthday cake, oral sex would always win.
It rubs the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again.
You know what my favorite fantasy is?
Come on!
I can hardly wait. They should be here any minute.
Suck it. Suck it deep.
Hey, so are you ready to have some fun? 'Cause I am.
Oh my God.
You're a sexist, egotistical, lying, hypocritical bigot.
Don't be a little bitch.
Now listen to me carefully, you fat tub of goo.
Can you at least give me head? Oh, yeah! I can put my whole fist in my mouth.
What the fuck's gonna happen next?
With sweatpants on today. They didn't even get dressed for this occasion.
No, it's lazy Saturday.
Yeah, it sure is, apparently.
We're having pajama day.
I got out of bed. Matt was here. I came down, and here we go. What time is it?
It's 9:14.
Oh, it ain't even that early.
No, not anymore.
Well, we've been dicking around for an hour.
Yeah, because, well, you're never ready.
No.
You know, I called you last night, told you I was going to be coming earlier, and you're like, oh, that's fine, it's fine. Yeah, yep, here we are.
It's Saturday, Lazy Saturday, November 5th. This episode comes out Monday the 7th, episode 63. One episode before Rodeo Galaxy comes on the show. She will be here on episode 64, so far as we know, unless something comes up, but, everything's... She's going to be bringing some people with her, I guess.
Yep, she's going to have her own entourage.
Yep, she sure is. But we're going to get her take this time instead of Lola's and see if anything differs about the porn. We decided that.
Really.
Well, no, we decided. Lola said that it was basically porn, correct? The OnlyFans part of it.
The OnlyFans part, yeah.
The rest of it was exotic dancing.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about that. We're going to get her outlook on it and find out about her information if you want to check her out. And I think Lola's coming with her.
Mm-hmm.
So she'll probably chime in with some stuff, too.
And then somebody else, too, possibly, right?
Yeah, I think so. Unless something, but, people would, they can cancel at any moment.
Yeah.
Who knows?
It's okay. As long as Rodeo's here, I'm fine.
Matt's been in love with her since that day. Simple as that. No question about it. I want to recognize John Renner. He's our newest Patreon member. He's been for a little while now, probably almost a month, but we've had... I didn't mention anything about it because last week we had Michelle here from Bad Omen.
Yep.
We ended up going to the Witch's Grave afterwards. That was a good
did you guys
time.
go?
Yep, we went up, checked it out.
How'd that go?
Good. Nothing bad or scary even happened, really.
That's good.
Of course, we went in the daylight. It wasn't dark enough
yet. Did she do anything when she was there?
Not really. Just looked around. And she said she felt weird at one because we went to the other one.
Oh, the one.
Also.
Yeah.
And she said that one, she felt weirder at that one than she did at the Witch's Grave.
That one's older, I believe, that cemetery.
I think so. That's creepier looking, too. It's got them old trees with the fucking, like the Conjuring trees.
Yep.
And then I came back and we watched The Conjuring.
Oh, did you?
Which I didn't know that those people, I can't remember their names now offhand because I wasn't prepared. But the people that, you've seen The Conjuring?
Yeah.
The couple that go around.
And they were like a big thing during like the 70s.
Do you remember their names?
No, I do not.
Was it Brennans? The Brennans? Or the Brandons? Or the...
It could be.
Something.
But they're the ones
or maybe it was Brenda something.
But they're the ones that collected like the doll.
Yeah, they had a museum and stuff.
And everything.
I didn't know that all those movies were based on those people. So those movies were like a part of a series almost.
Yeah,
like Annabelle, Conjuring 2. I think there's a Conjuring 3.
Yeah.
But there's like 5 or 6 movies that are, it's basically about that couple that goes around and checks out on these haunted things. I didn't know that. I thought each movie was each movie. And then I kept, because when we started watching a movie, I'm like, I've seen this movie before, I said. Mm-hmm. And then like 5-10 minutes in, I'm like, no, I didn't. I don't understand. I've seen this couple, though, doing the same shit. And she explained to me, she's like, no, this is because she explained the whole series. Like Annabelle was them.
Yeah.
It was all the same type of thing.
They did a lot of things. They even did the Amityville Horror House, too. They investigated that place, too.
That's right. Yep. Which is, what's that, on Long Island?
Yep.
I think I've gone by that before. You see the sign says Amityville.
Yeah.
And,
that's where Jaws was, too. Took place in Amityville.
It took place like they filmed it there, you mean?
Well, that was the town it was based on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then they did all the stuff off of the coast?
Yeah.
Or whatever? Okay. I don't know. I never really got into Jaws. Everybody says it's a classic. It was almost like it was older and boringer.
Oh, Jaws freaked me out. For the longest time as a kid, I was afraid to swim in a pool in the deep end. Thought there was still a shark in there.
I'm more afraid of seaweed. I'm a big pussy with that, dude. If I'm swimming out in a lake and something touches my foot, grabs or wraps around my foot like that. The water one that scared me, and I can't remember the name of the movie, and it was an old one. But it was these kids that were all out on this dock in this middle of this lake.
Oh, yeah.
Remember the black shit would come up through and pull you in?
Oh, it was like a horror thing, but it had like a bunch of mini...
Was it Creep Show?
Creep Show, yeah.
Was that one of the Creep Shows?
Yeah, it was one of the Creep Show. Yep.
And then there was... What was some of the other ones on Creep Show?
There was...
Because like you said, it was different movies within...
They had the. I remember the one that stands out the most is that one with the dock.
What was that called? Do you remember?
I can't remember.
You almost said The Blob, and that kind of sounded familiar when you said that.
Well, The Blob is a movie.
Oh, okay.
An old movie or something like that.
So you were just getting confused or something. All right.
But I mean, that's what that shit was. It was like a black blob in the water.
Yeah, it was like oil slick or something. And it would like pull these people down.
Yep.
That's what I always thought, because you know how you go to a lake and there's like waves everywhere, and then there's like this one circle that's like completely glass smooth. That's what I always think of as the blob, is that the glass smooth spot. And they got pictures online of like these waves out in the ocean with the fucking giant seaweed up in the waves, and it looks like creatures. Have you ever seen that? Or like those pictures where there'll be somebody swimming and then the camera will be half above water, half underwater, and underneath there's like this big fucking monster with his teeth coming up, and the guy swimming or the girl swimming doesn't know that the fucking thing is there. That shit freaks me out.
Yeah, it does too. I don't like the ocean. I mean, I like the ocean, but I don't like going in very far, especially watching Shark Week and shit like that.
Last time I went to Myrtle Beach, so the Caribbean is way different. Like in Aruba, I used to go to Aruba, and it's once you go to Aruba and you go to the white sand and the blue water, the clear water, you could walk out for a mile and never touch anything but sand. That ruins every other ocean for me. Like I could never, like when you went to Maine or like Carolinas, people go to, and so when I went to Carolina, I went to Myrtle Beach when I was young. I was like 13 or 12 or something. And it must have been the time of the season, because there was like nothing but snot balls all over the fucking, and they were jellyfish that had washed up. That fucking bothers me, because them motherfuckers will sting you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm not necessarily afraid of water, but I also don't like getting stung by a fucking jellyfish.
Yeah.
You know, to say it's like bees. I'm not afraid of bees, but I don't like getting stung.
No.
So I stay the fuck away from them.
Well, about Aruba, when you're over down there, did you ever hear the story about how they used to dump meat on the other side of the ocean, other side of the island, to keep all the sharks over there?
Oh, I never heard that story.
Yeah, when we were there, it was one of our outings or excursions we did on our honeymoon. We went to Aruba. They were explaining it.
It's not a bad idea, though. All your waste meat and shit go over there. That way they don't bother coming to where people swim.
Yeah.
I feel like there's more shark problems in Florida than there is in the Caribbean. First of all, I don't think sharks are such a problem as we think they are.
There's actually more shark problems up here in the East Coast, the northern East.
Is it really?
Yeah, like the Massachusetts, like Cape Cod.
Oh, really?
Yeah, even Maine's been having great white sightings now.
Oh, I don't know. I guess to my mind, sharks are warm water. I don't know why I think that, but that's in my mind, as the sharks are like a warm water thing.
No, they like migrate. If you watch Shark Week, they'll tag sharks.
I don't watch.
You don't watch? Oh,
it's
come
a
on.
big
Well,
deal.
Shark Week's getting kind of lame. It used to be really good. Now it's kind of like...
the one time I watched it was they had the movie Sharknado or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah.
That was the end of Shark Week for me.
No, it's getting corny. When they started getting like, is Michael Phelps faster than a shark swimming and shit like that, and they're like
reaching for material.
They're having like the big race between a shark and Michael Phelps, and they played it all up like he was actually racing a shark. It wasn't. It was like a CGI shark in the water, and they did like a bunch of experiments, like how fast a shark can swim, and he had him swim in the ocean. Yeah, it was stupid. And then they did one with like Mike Tyson. Can Mike Tyson beat up a shark?
Oh god,
or some shit.
Really going right to town with it. What to me, sharks are like bears. It's like everybody's afraid of bears, but I feel like for the most part, sharks and bears will run the fuck away from you. Like if you jumped off of a boat and there was a shark nearby, I feel like 9 out of 10 times the shark could probably just go the other way.
But I'm not gonna test that theory.
I agree. No. It's not worth, like if a bear that is there, a bear will do the same thing, but I'm also not going to jump out of a bush and try to scare it. Like I think, like you, I'm not going to test fate.
Not going to test that theory. I won't even hunt bear. No. If I fucking miss and piss it off, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Them sons of bitches will climb right up a tree after you.
They will.
You ever see them videos on TikTok and stuff where the hunters will be out and they'll be in their tree stand, the fucking thing will just come right up and they can almost like boop its nose?
Yeah, and they're all just sitting there like, oh, no, go away. And they're like, this is great. I'm like, fuck you, it is. I'll be shitting my drawers if that ever happened.
When that thing wraps his paw around my tree stand, I'm shooting.
Yep, pretty much.
I ain't taking that chance.
Nope.
That bear didn't run away.
No.
So like you say, it's probably not worth the chance. But I feel like for the most part, sharks and bears, I feel like they're afraid of you. For the most part. If they get too afraid of you, they'll probably kill you.
Well, a lot of times they say shark attacks is just mistaken identity.
That's true.
Because when you're sitting on your surfboard or boogie board, you look like a seal. So they're like, yeah, fuck it, I'm hungry. That looks about the same, so I'm going to go get it.
Somebody told me killer whales are more dangerous than most sharks.
Could be.
Like they'll attack you quicker than most sharks.
Fucking killer whales kill sharks, great whites. And they just eat their livers.
That's it? And then they just let them sink?
Yeah, that was like the one thing they had on Shark Week one time. They were telling how the orcas, are finding the orcas will kill.
That's what they actually are, right? Orcas? They're not.
Yeah.
The orcas and
whales.
Killer whales are the same?
Yeah.
Okay.
They were killing great white sharks and just eating their livers.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Do you believe in Megalodon? You think that still exists?
No, but somebody who said something about that. Somebody said something about that the other day, and I didn't really know. I just knew it was like a monster.
It was like
a creature.
It was a dinosaur back during like the dinosaur ages or whatever. It was like a huge shark. Like
it was a shark.
Yeah, like 60 foot long, 100 foot long.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Swallow boats.
Yeah, pretty much. Like the mouth the size of this fucking room with just big, giant teeth.
Yeah, again, I'm not going to take the chance with it. Have they found bones or anything from it?
No, I don't think so. Well, they find teeth all the time washed up on shore and
like
shit.
Giant teeth, and that's what makes them think that they're a thing?
Well, like they're fossilized.
You believe in Loch Ness Monster? I don't. Just because we haven't really seen it's to me, it's like Sasquatch. Like I feel like we'd have found something by now.
Yeah, I believe more in Sasquatch more than I do the Loch Ness Monster.
Really?
The Loch Ness Monster
I'm almost the opposite.
Is in one fucking lake. We have the technology now, and they do it. They go down with sonar and all this shit, and they prove there's nothing fucking in there.
No.
You know, Sasquatch, I can believe more because it's fucking, their woods are a larger area, and you can fucking hide in woods. Yeah. But I still do think by now they should have found something, like bones.
I guess I believe more in Loch Ness because... I mean, like you said, with sonar, that makes it easier to find them. But I just feel like water is less studied now. Like, we know less about what's underneath the ocean.
Yeah.
Than of course, Loch Ness ain't an ocean thing.
No, it's a lake.
It's more of a lake, right?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, because Loch Ness Monster came from where? Ireland or Scotland or something? That's the main... And that's part of an ocean there, where they thought they seen them, ain't it?
No,
thought it was off the coast of.
The Loch Ness is is a lake in the middle of the fucking continent or the country,
Ireland,
in Scotland or Ireland or somewhere over there.
All right.
Now, if they thought there was a Loch Ness in the ocean, I could believe that more because they're finding new creatures every fucking day.
Sure. Yeah. There's shit they've never even seen in the ocean.
Because there's parts of the ocean we can't even get to because they're so fucking deep.
Marianas Trench.
Yeah.
It's like, what, 8 miles deep or something like that? Didn't they send something down there, a robotic thing? So they're
starting to go down there.
There was like video of it, and there was like like you said, there was like these there was like clear creatures and shit down there. Like they're clear. They don't
need to hide because it's fucking pitch black down there.
Yeah, that's true. There's no light whatsoever.
Talk about a fucking lonely life.
Holy shit, I know. You never see, like, they probably don't even have eyes, some of these creatures, because they don't need them.
No.
What the fuck are they going to do with eyes 8 miles deep in the ocean?
Yep. Well, New York has their version of Loch Ness.
Champlain?
Yeah, Lake Champlain. Champ. Yeah. Supposedly my dad saw him. My dad used to camp up there all the time. He used to tell me the story all the time. He's like, yep, I saw him.
Your dad was alive in the 60s, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah. He was born in 65.
That explains it. A lot going on in the 70s, seeing things.
No. He was born in 56. I'm sorry. So in
the 70s, early 70s, late 60s, he was probably prime time for acid and mushrooms and all that shit back then.
But he didn't do any of that shit, though.
No?
No, he was a greaser, he used to say. He was like a car fag.
All right.
He was all into...
he had the cigarettes rolled up in his sleeve.
Yeah, pretty
and shit
much.
Like that.
Yeah, he didn't really smoke pot until he got like older.
What was that movie, The Socias and the Greasers?
Oh, yeah.
Or was The Socias the Greasers? I can't remember.
Yeah, it was...
Outsiders?
The Outsiders.
Yeah.
That was a good movie.
So he was the Motorhead guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we went deep on that.
Yeah, we did.
Went deep. So I think we should do a conspiracy episode eventually. Okay. Which is not really that, but those are kind of conspiracies, but I feel like we should do actually but in this episode, a lot of people know Andrew Tate. Do you know anything about Andrew Tate?
Just what I've watched on like YouTube or TikToks and stuff like that.
Well, they've canceled him, or they've tried. I mean, he got canceled, like more so than Joe Rogan did, but he's still around. There's so many people that are interested in what he's got to say that they've been posting all his shit anyway. So even though he got canceled personally, there's still a lot of his shit out there. If you search, actually, Andrew Tate was the most searched name on Google here not too long ago.
Oh, was it?
Over Biden, Trump, over all the main names that you would be searching for on Google. He was the most. So apparently he's a millionaire. And a lot of people.
A trillionaire, possibly.
According to him. Yeah. I don't believe that so much, but he gets a lot of hate because he talks about how women are property. A lot of our lady listeners probably aren't a big fan of him. The problem with him is that he says some shit that's so real that I think people don't want to hear it.
Well, that's why he gets canceled. Because if you look at all the people that have been canceled or tried to cancel, or people that speak real shit that people, like you said, people don't want to hear.
Right.
That's why Trump got canceled. That's why Rogan's trying to cancel Rogan, and now this guy or anybody else. I mean, even Elon Musk, they're trying to get rid of him because he speaks the truth. I mean, he tells the fucking people that no, we still need gasoline, and even though he makes fucking electrical
here's a guy
cars.
That's making electric cars. It would behoove him to get rid of gasoline, and he's the first one to tell you that no, we still kind of need that. We better stick around with it for a little while.
Yep, and then they're all worried because he bought Twitter.
So that's what happened with Rogan too. The main thing that they wanted to cancel him over was because he had I can't remember his name now. It was so long ago. It was about a year ago, but one of the creators of one of the vaccines came on his show and basically said, yeah, this can help you, but we haven't done a whole lot of testing on it yet, so I would take your time on getting it. And that's all that the people in charge, whoever those people are, the powers to be, that's all they had to hear. And they were basically like, we got to get this fucking guy off because the people in control wanted you to take this fucking vaccine. And if this guy that's creating it or helped create it, one of the creators, is telling you to slow down a little bit, we don't know a whole lot about it. So they just wanted his fucking voice out of there.
Yeah.
So to me, that was like a turning point with the vaccine. And one of the main reasons, first of all, the main reason I didn't get it is because they were pushing it so much. They're trying to give you fucking French fries and hamburgers if you got it. Free cars, lotto tickets. It's like, if you got to do all this, there's something shady going on.
Yeah.
But then when they tried to cancel Joe Rogan because he had a guest on that helped create it, and that guy said basically to just chill on it for a minute and let us figure it out, and then they tried to cancel him, that was a nail in the coffin. If one of the creators is telling you that, first of all, I'm not taking it. And then if you're trying to cancel this guy and act like you know more than him, and there's still people out there like, he doesn't know what he's talking about. You can't listen to. What do you mean? You didn't help create the fucking thing. He did. And you're telling me that he knows less than you about the fucking vaccine? Get out of here.
And then you wonder why people start thinking in the way they do.
Right. Right. Everything is so confusing because of the shady shit that they're pulling.
And then, they pushed the fuck out of it. I mean, you almost got freaking looked down upon if you didn't get it.
That's right. So with that said, you got people like Andrew Tate that talks about how it's the Matrix and all these rich and people in control are trying to make you think a certain way so that they can keep getting what they want, which makes sense to me.
Yeah.
But because of all that shit that happened with Rogan and all these cancel shit with the, when you're trying to, like I said, when you're trying to cancel the guy, one of the guys that helped create the fucking vaccine, tells me that you're trying to control people because you won't even let this guy that helped create it get his word out there. What are you trying to hide? So now when somebody like Andrew Tate comes along and tries to tell you about this matrix or whatever he calls it, where the people are controlling you through media and all that stuff, I got my eyes on it now. It's almost worked opposite for the people in control. Now I pay more attention to it because of all the shady bullshit that they've pulled. So, and a lot of what Andrew Tate was getting in trouble for, I think, is he'll do a 3-hour podcast with somebody, and then people will pull out a 1.5-minute clip of that where he's talking about how women suck or women should be in the house. And they leave out the whole 15 minutes before and 15 minutes after where he's explaining what he means by that. So people all over the internet are hearing this guy tell women you belong in the house, you are property of men, and then they just leave it at that. So everybody's like, yeah, fuck that guy, and I get it.
Well, the media is good at doing shit like that, though. They do it. I mean, we've seen it all along.
Well, look at my level, the little sliver of knowledge I know about editing shit. I could take this show and switch your words around and make you not like gay people or whatever the fuck, and like I can make you sound like however I want just with this limited amount of editing equipment.
Anybody can.
Imagine a multi-million-dollar company like the news outlets. They could do whatever the fuck they want, and that's just what they did to him, and then people hate him for it.
Yeah, they did it to him. They did it to the Rogue. Remember when he had his little thing when he was talking about black people, and he was dropping the M-bomb all the time? But then if you listen to the conversation prior to that...
Right, which I ended up going back and doing.
Yeah.
It was all part of this whole spiel that he was doing.
Yeah.
But they just took out the part where he says something about how he didn't like black people or something.
Yeah.
And they left it at that. And then everybody's like, oh, yeah, fuck him. It's like, well, wait a minute. Take your time and go back, like learn a little bit more about it and find out what he was actually talking about.
Yeah.
And sure as shit, it was all taken out of context. There's some people that aren't taken out of context. There is some scumbags in the world, and that's all there is to it. You're always going to have that. But it drives me nuts when they could do it with us. They could take our shows and piece different things together and put it together and make us sound like we don't like black people. Like they could do whatever the fuck they want. And that's basically what what Andrew Tate is talking about with the Matrix. They will control the weak people. And I get what they're saying because I get what he's saying. Because they are weak people. If you just believe everything that the media tells you, if you guys believe anything we tell you, we know absolutely nothing about anything we're fucking talking about. I can tell you that right now. So if anybody ever takes our shit out of context, come back to episode 50 or 63, and I'll tell you firsthand, we know absolutely nothing about what we're fucking talking about. This is just our opinions and shit that we've read, so we're no better. But people can make us sound like we don't like gays or black people or whatever they want to make us sound like. Yeah. And that's just what happened to him, and I guess he's sick of it. And he's got enough money that he can do that.
And I think he's right. 90% of the people are like that. You know, 90% of this country or this world are followers.
Sure.
Whatever people hear, see on TV, we just go along and follow it.
It's easier.
You know, I mean, yeah. There's even like the small percentage that don't. Are we really still just following though? I don't know. Sometimes it's weird.
Right.
You know,
I know it's so deep that maybe the people that aren't following are actually following.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe they want us to be this way.
Yeah.
I get it. But they take this Andrew Tate thing and they talk about how if a woman has slept with more than 40 or 50 women, if a woman has slept with more than 40 or 50 guys, she's worthless to him. And then they cut it off right there. And now all the feminist women are all like, oh, yeah, fuck you then. But if you keep listening to them, I agree with them. I don't care if you like me or not. I agree with them. When a girl gets to a certain... And it's unfair. Life is unfair. If a guy sleeps with a certain amount of girls, it's not that bad. If a girl sleeps with a certain amount of guys, she's worth less to men. And it's simple as that. Like, I'm not going to be with a girl that sleep, and this is, and Andrew talks about this too, but they don't let this part on. Like, I don't care. You're still probably a good person. You're probably still a good woman. But if you slept with more than 50 guys, I'm not interested in you because you are worth less than a girl that has slept with 15 guys. It's just as simple as that. And because we have to work to get you. As a man, we have to work. We have to do the work to get the woman. And there's so much that we have to do. We have to be interesting. We have to have all these stories. And so Andrew Tate says it almost word for word. And all a woman has to do is say yes or no. She just has to be interested in you if you're interesting. And so the more men that a woman sleeps with, and in other words, I don't know how to, I'm thinking it, but I don't know how to say what I'm thinking, and I'm starting to lose track of where I was going with it. But there's how can I word it? If a woman has slept with a certain amount of guys, too many guys, every guy a woman sleeps with makes her worth less and less to other guys. You could do whatever you want in your life. I'm not going to tell you how many guys you can and can't sleep with, but I also don't have to be with you. So don't be mad at Andrew Tate because you've slept with 100 dudes or 50 dudes or whatever, and he doesn't want to be with you, that's fine. Go find somebody that doesn't care that much, but he doesn't want to be with you. That doesn't make him sexist. That makes him picky.
Yeah.
That's okay. And same works for you. I'm sure to say, like, if you were given the opportunity and you weren't married or whatever, and you found out a girl had 100 dudes under her belt, you would think twice a little bit about it too.
It has to make you think, like, why have you slept with that many people?
Right.
Is it because you just like sex a lot, or do you cheat? Or so it puts a bunch of questions.
It's low hanging fruit.
Yeah, it puts a bunch of questions in your head. And
think about an apple tree. All the low apples that you can reach, they're all gone. They're all taken, and that's just what these women are, low hanging fruit that do that.
Yeah.
And it just is what it is. I don't care. Do whatever you want with your life. I'm not telling you how to live your life. Fuck 1,000 guys for all I care. But when I'm not interested for you or interested in you for fucking 1,000 guys, don't be mad at me and say I'm sexist and a fucking asshole because I don't want to be with you.
I don't even think some of it's sexist. A lot of it is like biology and fucking nature and shit like that. It's proven fact. When creatures reproduce and stuff like that, they want the strongest genes. That's like when you see in wolf packs, not all the males in a wolf pack fuck whoever they want.
Right.
Normally the alpha one, because he has the best genes, he's the one in charge, and then the lesser ones get the
females usually want the strongest male for the genes.
Yeah.
So what's your thoughts on the woman's side of it then?
Well, do you think they will want the strongest genes? But I don't know. I mean, back in the day, it's hard. Because you got to think a lot of that shit started probably during caveman type shit.
Well, people forget that we're still mammals.
Yeah.
Just because we have technology and we're a lot smarter than the majority of the animals out there, people forget that we are still mammals and we're still all created to reproduce.
Well, it's
to survive. Those are the main two things that you and me are our main two. Don't die and have kids. Yeah. That's mainly what our job is as humans, as mammals.
Well, he even said in that clip we were watching earlier, if you put two guys, you got the one guy who works at Starbucks. And you got the one guy who's a millionaire or whatever.
Who are you going to pick?
Who are you going to pick?
As a girl, who are you going to pick? You're going to pick the millionaire.
Yeah.
And women, the first thing women say, I don't care about money. Yeah, okay, but you're still going to pick that fucking millionaire.
It's not even about money at that point. It's still, you're picking the better breed.
Strongest, quote-unquote, strongest guy.
Obviously this guy did something to make that money. And this
got more going for him.
Yeah, this guy's just working at Starbucks. So
I know where you're going.
Somewhere in your head's clicking all right, that's a stronger thing. I'm pretty sure when I met my wife, if I was just Joe Matt standing here working for doing what I do now, and then you put someone there who's got a better paying job, more money, she probably would have chose that other person.
Or at least think about it a little bit. Yeah, at least think about it.
I mean, life isn't fucking Hallmark fucking shows. Where, true love. I mean, there's some. There's some.
How many times have you heard a guy that got a girl because he was crying and depressed and upset and I can't find anybody, can't find it? What girl have you ever heard was like, well, I'll be with you then? It don't fucking work that way.
No.
The girls want the strongest guy. So what's the difference between a girl wanting a strongest guy that's got some money, that's interesting, has some shit going for him in life, is fun to be around, and a man that wants to be with a girl that hasn't slept with 100 fucking dudes? There's really no difference. But feminism has got things so fucking skewed now that men are supposed to be interesting. We're supposed to have money. We're supposed to be fun to be around. We're supposed to be strong. And we're also supposed to accept a woman that's been with 125 fucking dudes in the last year.
Yeah. Well, you can even go back in time.
And then a woman doesn't have to do anything to get that. They just go to the bar.
Go back in time to caveman type shit. The woman wanted to probably be with the strongest hunter
to survive.
Yeah.
Yep.
The strongest hunter, the biggest guy, all through time and shit like that. Back during the years when people were farming a lot. If you had the big, strong farmer, hunter guy who built his own house and did that, or you got the fucking one guy that just doing nothing.
Lays around depressed all fucking day. Yep.
They're still going to pick that guy that built his house and can hunt and can farm and do everything. It just goes on. It's just technology's changed, times have changed, views. It's still the same.
Nice gets you nowhere in this game. It's just why girls are always with bad boys and they're never with the guy that'll actually treat them decent.
No.
And it's just biology. It's just the way it is. They're more interesting. They're more fun. Even if it's bad shit, like they're getting arrested, they're doing drugs, they got no fucking job, they're still more interesting. And it's actually, that's kind of it kind of contradicts itself, because on one hand, girls want guys that are successful and have money, but at the same time, they want a guy that's interested. You know, they always want this bad boy that can't hold a fucking job, drug problems. You always see that. But I think, and I've talked about it on the show before, I think when girls are young, they'll tend to go for that because it's exciting right now. And then at a certain point, when they're ready to settle down, they switch from wanting the bad guy to the successful guy. And I think it's a lot of depression in women is it's almost too late for them, because they fucked around with so many bad boys, some of them, and they fucked around with so many bad boys, and now they're worth less because they've got all this baggage. Like, if I meet a girl that's been with a bunch of scumbags and she's got nothing going on in her life, she's all fucked up and she's on drugs and shit, I'll just go to the, you know what I mean?
Those are the women that fucked 50 guys.
Sure, and they're the women that are like, oh yeah, but I'm a good girl, I'm independent, you gotta like me, you gotta like me. No, I don't. I'm gonna go on to, and women, as they get older, tend to, not all of them, but tend to lose their attraction. They get a little flabbier, they get a little saggier, put on some weight,
they get some wrinkles and
whatever. Yeah, so they lose that bargaining power as they get older. We've talked about this on the show. That's why I always say that women choose who they're going to fuck, and men choose who they're going to marry. Because once women get over that, there's going to be a lot of hate for this episode. I can see that right now. But it ain't. It's not. It's, you know. The people that are going to hate it are the people that don't take time to stop and think about what we're talking about. And they're the same people that are going to hate Andrew Tate. If you don't know who he is and you look him up and you hate him, it's probably because you haven't been open-minded enough to think about the shit that he's actually saying, because a lot of it makes sense, biologically speaking.
This is what fucking boggles my mind, though. Like, people like Tate, Rogan, you know, you can even put Trump in there and some of these others, you know, other upper class or famous guys that speak their mind and shit, you know, that's hate, you know, that's bad. But then we're supposed to listen to some fucking dumbass that just mumbles a bunch of bullshit, and we're supposed to take that for the word. Come on. It makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, respect is earned, not given.
Yeah.
And that's why I think a lot of people they have no respect. It's not a political show. And I'm not giving my opinion on anything, but I think that's why a lot of people don't respect Biden, because he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Like, he just blabs on about shit. And at least Trump had whether you agree with what he said or not, or whether he said the right things or not, at least he sounded like he knew what the fuck he was talking about.
I wasn't an Obama fan, but I still respected him as a president, because at least he sounded...
He talked good.
He sounded educated and smart. You know, he could carry on the conversation. He didn't get lost walking from the fucking podium to wherever he had to go.
Right.
I mean, that's just common sense.
Right.
You know?
So now you got people with Biden, everybody's basically saying, respect him. It's like, no, I don't respect the guy. The guy can't take 3 steps off the fucking podium to get down to his helicopter without falling and tripping. And
fucking freaking makes up stories. Oh, my house caught on fire and firemen got hurt, and that wasn't even it. Their shed caught on fire.
Didn't Biden grow up with Latino background or
Latino
Puerto Rican
background.
or some fucking thing he was saying?
I grew up in Delaware in the Latino neighborhoods. People were like, what the fuck are you talking? Even his own wife looked at him and said, what the fuck are you talking about?
You didn't do anything of the fucking sort. What do you, the fuck? Yeah, a couple of them, and I lose respect real quick. So
yeah, but we're supposed to listen to that. But when someone speaks something that's somewhat towards the truth or makes sense logically, no, you can't do that.
Well, the powers that be don't want you to believe in that. They don't want you aligned with that. And Andrew talks a lot about that.
Yeah.
Actually, I got a clip. Well, first of all, for the people that don't know who he is, I got it ain't an article. It is. It just kind of explains who he is. Andrew Tate was relatively unknown until 2022, but in the past few months, his profile has exploded. However, greater attention has led to greater scrutiny. In late August, Tate was banned from the full gamut of social networks: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, and Twitter. I don't know why it's got that twice in different spelling, but anyway, dealing a painful blow to his Hustlers University online business, which is not hustlers like porn. It's hustlers like gotta make money. That's what he's talking about. But who is he? The short story is that 35-year-old Tate is a self-help personality who revels in misogyny. See, they love this. They love to nail them already. This is by CNET, so you can tell where this is going to go already. Purporting to extol wisdom to men that helps them escape the matrix, Tate has falsely claimed that women bear some responsibility for being sexually assaulted and that they have no innate responsibility and honor. So right here already, I'm fucking off. I have no... Because I get what he's saying. Because I'm open-minded enough to stop and think. There's not anybody on this planet that think rape is good.
Nope.
Me included. Rape is not good. I'm saying that right now. However, if you stop for a minute and think about what Andrew is saying, they take it out of context and basically say he's saying that rape is good. And that's not what he's saying at all. Basically, what he meant by that was that if you go to a party where there's 20 fucking scumbag dudes and you're alone and you're a girl
and you're the only girl there,
you get shit-faced drunk, you're on ecstasy, you're doing coke, you're doing all sorts of drugs, you're all fucked up, and then they ask you to go to the bedroom, you go to the bedroom, and then they take advantage of you. Yes, rape is wrong, but you also put yourself in a position that you probably shouldn't have been in. Maybe you should have taken some accountability for what you were doing. You know, if you're going to walk into a room with 20 dudes are in there and you're all fucked up and you're all screwed up and you start taking your clothes off, you kind of know what's going to happen.
Yeah. They're going to run the fucking train on you.
Right.
Or they're going to try.
Right. So, yeah, maybe it's wrong. Maybe maybe you said no at that point and they still did it anyway, and that's not right. But you're not dumb. Take some accountability for yourself and take some control of your own life and get the fuck out of that situation, or don't go to that situation, I should say, because I can understand if you get there, maybe it's a little hard to get out. Maybe the scumbags won't let you leave or something like that. I get there's all sorts of different situations for that, but don't put yourself into positions where this is going to happen. That's on a lesser note. I've always said that about girls that say that they cheated on me because they were drunk is absolutely no fucking excuse.
No.
It's no different than if you cheated on me sober. So don't use that as a fucking excuse. Oh, I was drinking and I didn't know what I was doing.
You already had the mindset there because as soon as you got drunk, it just made it easier. But you were already in that mindset that you probably would do it anyways.
Why did you go to that party without me? If we've been together for fucking 2 years or something, you went to a party without me, got all fucked up and ended up in a bedroom somewhere with somebody. Bullshit. You put yourself in that position. That's just as bad as fucking cheating as far as I'm concerned, because you knew what was going to happen. You're not dumb. Stop dumbing yourself down. And that's a problem with feminism. It's almost like it dumbs women down to be more feminist. It's like they basically take the accountability out and they're like, oh, I'm a woman. You shouldn't treat me like this. Yeah, but you also should take some fucking accountability and not put yourself in the positions to be treated like that. So don't be an idiot. So, and that's a lot of what Andrew is saying, but they take it out of context and basically just say that Andrew says rape is good.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to, and that's not it at all. Before being banned, his video racked up billions of views on TikTok and Instagram. His main business venture of late was Hustlers University, an online course for aspiring alpha males that taught lessons on crypto, stock investing, and freelancing. I think you got to be a little careful with this alpha and beta male shit and like this. I can't stand YouTube videos that teach you how to get girls. Because I've seen a lot of them for the show, a lot of shit we've talked about, and it's so cringy to me to go on YouTube and listen to a dude tell you 5 ways to get girls. You can't do that, because how long are you going to be able to do that before you fucking go back to be? You just got to be yourself. Is all what it is. So I don't get on this alpha beta shit with the how to get girls and these courses online are a fucking waste of money and all that shit.
Yeah.
He's the whole package so far as the emerging new forms of anti-women right-wing extremism that we're seeing. Political, whatever. He's mobilizing a sense not only of insecurity, but anger. After social media platforms blocked him, a spokesperson for Tate told Bloomberg, banning Andrew Tate from these platforms might seem the answer, but it isn't that simple. Removing Tate's voice doesn't allow for a kinder, hate-free society. That's right. And a lot of what happened with Tate is what happened with Rogan. They tried to cancel him and it fucking backfired. He's bigger now since they've canceled him than he's ever been.
Well,
before they canceled him, I didn't know who the fuck he was.
It's people trying. They're trying to censor him, but then when you censor somebody or try to get rid of somebody, you're doing exactly what you're fighting for, anyways. Because you want people to have be heard and accept this because what I say, I have the right to say this. Well, they have every right to fucking say what they want to say too.
That's what they say they want, but what they really want is you to say what they want you to say. Not what you want to say. They want you to say what they want you to say.
And not everyone's going to have the same opinion.
That's a lot of the stuff with the trans movement that's going on where they want you to accept a man becoming a woman and you have to call them a woman if that's what they want. So now what you're saying is this person that's a man wants to be a woman now. And because of freedoms and stuff, you have to acknowledge that. But freedom works both ways. If I don't want to acknowledge that, that's still my freedom. So now what you're doing is you're taking away my freedom to call a man so that I make the man that's turned into a woman happy about their freedom.
Yeah.
So basically it's along the same line. We want everybody to be free, except for if you say something that isn't what we want you to say. Then it's no good and we got to cancel you.
Yeah. Well, it's like we used to do before all this crazy shit. If you didn't agree with somebody, you just didn't agree with them, and then you have the choice not to talk to them or
don't
be
hang
around
out with them. Right.
Yeah.
If I didn't agree with all the shit that you did in life or wanted to do in life or who you were as a person, I just wouldn't be your fucking friend. Simple. I wouldn't hate you.
Yeah,
I'm not going to try to change you to be how I am so that we can be fucking friends. I'm just going to move on to somebody that's more aligned with me.
Yeah, don't force me to like you. I mean, I believe everyone has their own opinion. You can have your own opinion. There's racist people out there. They're racist. They have their opinion. I don't agree with them, but I don't have to go socialize with them. I don't need to.
Don't hang out. Stay the fuck away from them people. Then.
Don't make me be with them. It's vice versa. It's it's funny though. Things are, even my son, my son in his history and shit like that. In the beginning, he was very like, you have to. Me and him were talking the other night. He's like, yeah, this is fucking stupid.
Can we say what we're talking about or no? Have we said that on the show about him being?
Oh, my son's gay.
Okay.
Came out as
All
gay.
right. I didn't know if you wanted to bring that out or not.
So.
Well, he came out himself, so I guess it's not.
Yeah. So in the beginning, he was like, "No, Dad, it's got to be this way. You got to think this way. Times are changing." Now we were talking the other night. He's like, "Yeah, this is fucking stupid, Dad."
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand. Okay, if a guy's a guy and becomes a woman, he's still a guy, right? And I'm like, yeah, because he's getting older in school and he's learning about biology and. That there's actual science.
He's learning more than you can just decide whether or not you're a guy or a girl.
And he even watched the video that I saw one time where the guy says, 200 years from now, when I dig up your bones, I'm going to see either male or female. I'm not going to see a male that identified as a female.
Right. When you're dead, you're fucking dead.
Yeah. So science, biology says that you're a fucking male. But if someone wants to change, so be it. But you don't force.
Right. I've never had a problem with a man wanting to be a woman or a woman wanting to be. Do whatever the fuck you want in your life. I don't give a shit. Or if you're gay or straight, I don't care what you got. Don't make me have to be that same way. Like we can all just get along. The way we are. You don't have to change me to get along with you.
And the problem I have are the ones that have like a fucking 5 o'clock shadow that throws on a dress that says they're a girl and they're going to go into a fucking girl's room.
Well, the people that use it to, which is funny. If a man wanted to be a transgender woman and use the woman's bathroom, that has to be accepted. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, it's good for one, but not the other. We have to accept that a man has changed to a woman. If they want you to accept that a man has changed to a woman and now is allowed to use the woman's bathroom. But if I went to Walmart this afternoon and went into the woman's bathroom, it was like, I'm a woman. They'd kick me the fuck out. It's like, why is it good for one, but not the other?
And the ones that I guess support the most are the ones that actually go through the whole thing and actually look like a fucking girl. And some of them, you show me fucking videos, some of them are actually fucking hot.
Yeah.
I know, I'm sorry, but...
Oh, it is what I've watched TikTok videos and I'm like, wow, this girl's hot. And then you find out it's a fucking dude.
Yeah, and then also, if I didn't know at the end there's a big giant bulge sitting in their fucking underwear, I'd be like, oh, fuck. But, but the ones that just throw on some lipstick and a wig and call themselves a fucking girl and then wants to go into the girl's bathroom, no.
Tell me that doesn't feel like a cock.
Yeah. Some of them are like a fucking case of beer. I might have to think twice.
Some of my favorite people in the world are people that can be gay or transgender or whatever, or even when it comes down to race stuff. Some of the most favorite people to be around in the world are people that are black that will make fun of you and let you make fun. Like everybody's just friends. Like make fun of me too. Like, I don't care. We're just stop looking at it like you're black and I'm white. Let's just make fun of everybody and have a good time and be friends. Same with like trans people that'll joke around with, like, they're not so fucking strung so tight that it makes it awkward. Or like gay people that are same way with gay people. Like, I know a gay couple actually that we follow each other on Instagram and stuff. They're from the area. Some of the coolest dudes I know, because they'll make fun of gay people, they'll make fun of me, I can make fun of them, everybody, and we're just fucking great friends because of it. Like, we get along perfect.
Yeah, and they're not trying to force their views on you.
Right. Oh, you can't say that, but I can make fun of you. No, they know better. They're like, no, just fucking stop making it so awkward and be tiptoeing around me because I'm gay. Just be normal around me.
Well, when my son came out, you know, I was all like, fuck, I don't know what the fuck to do and everything. So I started talking to, like, gay people that I knew, and a lot of them that I talked to said, we hate this generation of gay people. I've
kind of heard that a little too,
because they're just looking at it as a fad, a fashion statement.
They're just trying to change you.
He says a lot of them aren't even gay. They'll go out to a fucking bar, they'll see them, they're acting gay, they say they're gay, but once it's time to be gay, they're like, no. And so they're like, well, you're not really gay. You're just using it because you think it looks cool.
Well, to fit in, and because that's the in thing now is to be trans,
and that's why I think my son might actually really be gay. Well, he is gay. Well, until he actually tries one or the other, then we'll figure that out. I keep telling him that.
Yeah, but once you try, Dick, you're gay.
Yeah, but you know,
you can't not try. You can't, like I've said before, you can try cookie dough ice cream and be like, I don't like it, I'm not going to have it anymore. But you can't try dick and then be like, I'm straight.
Yeah, but that's why I'm really starting to think maybe he really is gay, because now he's kind of realizing, like, Dad, some of this stuff is bullshit. It's not gay. That's just it's. Well,
he's more believable because he's cut through the bullshit and the stigma of being gay, and he's just actually that way.
Yeah, he's like, all right, this is definitely crazy. I don't know why anyone wants to stick a fucking tail up their ass or piss in the cat box and meow and shit. They're like, he's like, why is that even in our group? It makes no sense.
I've seen your son change just a little bit that I've known him. I mean, we've known each other a little while now, but in the grand scheme of things, we haven't known each other that long, and I've already seen your son change for the better with that. And you were kind of you kind of hit on it a little bit, but I remember when we first met, I was over at your house and I said something happened. I can't remember. I was like, that's gay. And I remember you and Nicole were like, be careful. He gets upset about that. And I was like, oh, fuck. But then it was a couple weeks later and something happened and he goes, that's retarded. And I remember saying to him, I was like, I can't say something's gay, joking around like that, but you can say something's retarded. I said, how, as a mentally retarded person, how do you think that makes them feel? It makes them feel just like it made you feel when I said, oh, that's gay. And I remember that day he was like, yeah, that's a good point. And it was kind of like he doesn't really care anymore about that. He's like, yeah, just the way people talk. It's not like, I think he realized I wasn't making fun of gay people. It was just like I don't know.
Yeah. But it's
so I think too he's realized that I like him whether he's gay or not. Yeah. So he's realized that.
Oh, you should have been there today when we were picking out colors in fucking Home Depot. When my wife brings over some freaking color splotches for something, I said, no, those look gay. Holy fuck. He went
flipped
off.
Out.
Holy shit.
Yeah, see, I think he's beyond that now.
Yeah, he's starting to learn. He's getting older. He's getting mature, and he's realizing that some of these stereotypes aren't really, or not stereotypes, but some of these new beliefs like trans or pronouns that, like, he's like, Dad, this is bullshit. You know, it's really bullshit. You're either one or the other. You know, or both.
I've heard some other shit like that on YouTube and different articles that I've read and stuff for the show that people have talked about that too. Like even trans people, the real trans people that aren't just doing it for attention and stuff. They're like they're making a mockery out of gay people and trans people.
Yes, you know, I really think this is a fad. I really think
racism's the same way. Yeah. There's a lot of black people who are like, dude, if you didn't make such a big deal out of it, it would just go to fuck away, or at least it would simmer down.
Yeah. But I think this whole trans pronouns, well, not trans, but like the pronouns and shit is just a fad.
Sure.
I think that'll be gone. I mean, come on.
It's like the hippies in the 60s.
Yeah, I mean, like,
came and went.
Yeah, I'm like, come on. I mean, seriously, I'm a they because you don't have a sexual preference.
Well, look how far it's gone. People think they're cats now.
Yeah, it's just getting ridiculous.
And that's what I mean. For the people that are really trans and think that they were born a man, but they think that they are a woman now, like it's almost slapping them in the face. Like now you think that, like you're making a joke out of it to the point where you can be a fucking cat now.
Yeah.
It takes away from the seriousness of somebody that really has an issue.
I think what started waking people up on both sides was when that trans swimmer was a guy, started swimming in college, was like ranked on the bottom in college out of all the swimming events. Became a girl, and now he became the champion.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, wait a minute. Even like women are like, this isn't fucking fair. Even like gay women are like, this isn't fair. He was never a woman. Of course he's stronger and faster than us because men typically are.
It's just what it is. It's not like we're doing that on purpose to hold you down. It's just the way it fucking is.
You know, I mean, everyone's like, you know, at first everyone's like, oh, power to them. They're changing. And then all of a sudden in sporting events, it's like, you know, wait a minute. This really isn't fair.
Well, think about it like this. You have women's teams. And some of these girls have worked their fucking asses off for years in high school and even before high school sometimes in like little leagues and shit like that. They've worked their ass off and trained day and night to become the best that they can be. And then you have scouts that come from colleges that are going to give these people, these girls, and it could work the other way too, but for what we're talking about, there's scouts that are coming from major colleges and like, we're going to give you full scholarships because you're an amazing swimmer or you're an amazing baseball player, softball, or whatever the fuck you're playing. And then all of a sudden, some dude's like, I'm going to be a girl, and comes in there and takes that away from them. It's unfair to the people that are trying because they just can't do sometimes some things. And there's things that women are better at than men.
Yeah.
So don't think I'm just saying, but in this situation, a man typically will just swim faster than a girl. It's just the way we were fucking built. It ain't my fault. I don't give a fuck if but that's just the way it was built.
It comes down to science and biology.
Right.
Men are just stronger than women.
Yep.
I mean, there's a lot of sports women can't just go and play. Football.
So now you've got these little girls that have been working all their life since they were a fucking kid to try to get these scholarships to these major schools or get these amazing jobs when they get out of, or these careers in this sports stuff when they get out, and all of a sudden this dude just like, I want to try now.
Yeah.
And takes it away from them. That's so fucking unfair. It's ridiculous. And I think since then there's been some stuff that's been put into place so that can't happen now.
Yeah,
which I think is a good. But of course, you get all these feminine people and all these overreactive people. You can't do that.
That's
you can't.
discrimination.
Yes, we can.
How's that discrimination? Physically, they're stronger and better than them.
Right. Feminists think that men do this shit on purpose to hold women back. You and me had no part of making men stronger than women.
If anything, a trans or guy that turns trans and goes into a women's sports holding women back.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm getting at. It makes it harder for them to succeed in life because, like I said, they've worked all their life and now it's just taken away from them because Jim decides he wants to be fucking Janet and swim better than them now.
Because now normally what happens is a lot of like these college kids or college girls that swim, you know, they go to nationals and their championships, and that decides if they go to the Olympics. If the Olympics are coming up. So now you got some girl who worked her whole life that dreams to go to the Olympics to swim, and now this guy that was on the bottom of his freaking
it's cheating.
Yeah,
really is all it comes down to.
The top. He's going to the Olympics because he says he's a girl and he beat a bunch of girls.
Tell me that doesn't feel like a cop.
Yeah, it's unfair. I think that's what it's taken. People have become so feminist that it's actually held women back. I think feminism holds women back for the most part.
Yeah. And I love the ones too that even goes even farther, where like these trans guys or women are now, well, I'm having a baby. How the fuck are you having a baby? You can't have a baby.
You just can't. I know you want to believe you can.
Yeah, some of them think they are having. I'm pregnant. How the fuck are you pregnant? If you're pregnant, then you were a girl. You're a girl.
Yeah.
There's no other way around it.
I'm sorry. I don't make the rules.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is. Misogyny is a hateful ideology that is not tolerated on TikTok. I want to look up the definition of misogyny just so that I'm sure.
Yeah, I kind of have an idea what it is or what it means, but I don't really know exactly.
Misogyny is the dislike of, contempt for, or ingrained prejudice against women.
Okay. That's kind of what I've basically figured.
I don't think he hates women.
No.
I don't think he hates women. He loves women. He's got women around him all the time. Like, how do you hate women and have women around you all the time? I don't think that's him at all. I think some of the things that Andrew Tate says make women think that he hates women because he won't be with a chick that slept with 100 dudes last year.
Yeah. Or it's like the other one where
I don't think that's hating women. I think that's being picky.
Yeah. Or there's that other thing, like he was saying, like, you know, yeah, I'm not against, you know, my woman doing OnlyFans, but she's giving me the money because she's my wife, my property, basically, he says. So you're giving me some of that money.
Well, and I see what he's saying about that too, and it comes off really rude and misogynistic when you say a woman is your property.
Yeah.
But when two people get into a relationship, the idea of that is I'm yours, you're mine.
Yeah.
Like they just take it like he's saying she's my property, but they leave out the whole part where he's willing to be her property as well.
Yeah.
They leave that part out to make him sound like a piece of shit.
Yeah, I'm giving you some of my money.
Right.
To, you know.
Well, just like I wouldn't want my girlfriend doing OnlyFans for that reason. I would expect that she wouldn't want me doing OnlyFans for the same fucking reason, and I'm okay with that. Because I wouldn't want her doing that. And I think that's what Andrew means by, like, it comes off him saying you are my property as a woman. And of course, if you just cut the fucking conversation off there, it sounds like a piece of shit. But he'll go on and say, like, I have to return the favor to her too. Like, I'm her property. Which, when you put it like that, it's not really that bad. It's fair that way. It's not like he's just saying, get in the fucking kitchen, bitch. He's not like that. It's just, when you get in a relationship with somebody, it's just kind of assumed that person is with you and you're with that person. And that's how it goes. Or just don't be in a fucking relationship. Like, if you don't want to be someone's property, then don't get in a relationship with them. Like, if I didn't want to be my girlfriend's quote unquote property, I just wouldn't have a girlfriend. Like, and that's the whole, it's like, to dumb it down. If I want to go out and play the field and just fuck random bitches, I just won't be with a girl and I'll just go do that. And I think that's what he means. Like, when you've decided that you want to be in a relationship or a marriage with somebody, that's the decision that you made. Okay, I like you enough. I want to be with you only.
But it goes both ways. You know, you're, like you were saying, you're the woman's property.
Sure.
You know, I mean, women have no problem being like, no, you're not doing that because, you know, I'm your wife and I said no.
Yep.
But as soon as you say that to a woman, nope.
Oh, you're misogynistic. Yes, you're controlling
or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it goes both ways.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, it sounds shitty him saying that, but if you look at the context of it, it's just what it is. You're not supposed to do stupid shit that puts your significant other in a position of. Well, I guess I said that wrong, but it's just what it is.
Yeah.
You know it as well as I do what I'm trying to say. I just don't know how to say it. But you just don't do things. Like, you wouldn't expect that you can go out and fuck whoever you want and Nicole would be happy about it.
No.
And you also know that she is with you and she's not allowed to go out.
Yeah.
And when you say that word allowed, women, these feminist women and these strong, independent women are always like, oh, you're not going to allow me? That's nice of you. Well, yeah, then don't be in a fucking relationship with me if you want to go out and fuck other people. Yes, I'm not going to allow. I had a girl one time that I was dating that she wanted to go to New York City with a bartender she met a couple weeks ago. We were almost on the outs anyway, so it wasn't a huge deal. She ended up going because I didn't care enough. Basically because she asked me that. Like, if you bring that up that you want to go somewhere with another dude, I'm out. Like, I'm not even going to question it. I'm not stupid. What's going to happen? But I remember telling her, I'm like, absolutely not. Like I said, it didn't matter because she brought it up, but it's like, absolutely not. And I remember she said, you're fucking controlling. I can't be with somebody controlling. And I'm like, okay, then don't be with me. And I remember I was probably talking to Mike or something. I'm like, am I fucking controlling? He's like, controlling? He says, what fucking guy in their right mind wants their girlfriend going to New York City to spend the weekend with a fucking bartender? Yeah, like, that's not controlling.
That she just met.
Right. That's not controlling. You know, that's not shit she should be doing.
It's not like a lifelong friend or some shit like that. It's just some guy. I mean, vice versa. Imagine if you went to her and said, yeah,
exactly.
I'm going down to the freaking New York City.
She would say absolutely not.
Female bartender that I just met.
Right.
Just because.
She would have flipped the fuck out. Any right-minded girl that you're with, if you're in a relationship, and you just don't do that.
Nope.
But people use this controlling thing. Another thing they use is narcissism. If you do certain shit, that you're automatically a narcissist now because you don't align with what they want to do. Like if they want to go out with their girl. See, this is another thing Andrew Tate talks about is girls' night. And I agree with him on it. And a lot of girls will hate me for it. And there's different situations that it's okay. Like I'm not actually that controlling, but like, do you really need to put a short skirt on where your fucking underwear is showing and go out with 6 of your girls all dressed up the same fucking way and go use guys for fucking drinks at bars?
No.
And the first thing I'll be like is, no, fuck that. You're not doing that. And then they say you're controlling. It's like, no, I'm just going to get away from it. I'm just going to get rid of you. I'm not going to be with you if you have to be that type of girl that needs to go out there and do that. There's different situations. There's, birthday party. There's different times where I'm not that much. You could take all what I'm saying out of context and make it sound like I just don't let girls do anything. And that's not the fucking case.
Now, my wife, she wants to do like a girls' night type thing, but she's like, yeah, we're just going to come over to the house and drink some wine and watch
because they
TV.
don't need to go out and get attention from fucking 100 guys at a bar somewhere.
No.
That's how you do girls' night when you're a loyal fucking person. That's how you do it. You hang out with your friends. You do your thing with your friends. You even drink or do whatever you want, but that's different. It's different. Girls' night at home, having a good time with your girls, is girls' night. That's one thing. Girls' night when you go out and you're flirting with fucking dudes and grinding on dudes all fucking night, that's not girls' night. That's you being a fucking hoe.
Well, now let's flip it around. How about guys' night? You get the guys like, yeah, I'm having a guy night. We're going out to the garage to fucking just hang out, no girls. Or we're going to the bar to drink.
I think it's no different. If we hung out here in the garage and there was a couple of fucking dudes out there having some beers talking about fucking cars or something, I think there's no fucking problem in that. But if we all got together and went out and fucking danced and buying girls drinks and fucking dancing with girls and flirting with girls all night, I think that's just the same as girls going out and doing it with guys. I don't think that's any better.
Okay. See, so we're not narcissist or feminist or whatever. It goes both ways for us. I believe the same way too.
But a lot of people have come onto this train now where if they want to go out dressed like a fucking whore and flirt with guys all night and you say, no, I don't want you going out for girls' night, you're a fucking narcissist, you're controlling.
Yeah. Or you know what I hate?
It's not that at all. It's just that's not what you're supposed to do in a relationship, so I'm gone. I'll see you later. I'm going to meet somebody and that's what like Andrew Tate was talking about. I'm not going to be with a girl that slept with 100 dudes last year. I'm not making fun of you per se. I'm just not going to be with you. So why now am I fucking misogynistic and piece of shit and controlling because I don't want to sink down to that level just because I choose. Like I've talked about on the show, Asian girls don't attract. Like I'm not attracted to Asian girls. Therefore, I don't end up with an Asian girl. I have no problem with Asian girls. I have no problem at all. But it's just I'm not physically attracted to Asian girls. So why would I put myself? So it's no different. Like if I'm not physically or mentally attracted to someone that slept with 100 dudes last year, I'm just not going to be with that person. It's no different than I'm not attracted to Asian chicks. But they look at it all different. If you say that about the number of the guys that they've slept with, now you're a fucking piece of shit and you hate women. And
you know what I hate too is when you catch the girl out on girl night. And then she's flirting, doing whatever, and they just want to say, well, I wasn't going to do anything. I just want to see if I still had it.
You've already done it, bitch.
Yep.
You've already done it.
You don't want to see if you still had it. It's already embedded in your mind that you would probably do it.
That's no different than an emotional relationship with somebody. You find out your girl's been talking to some dude online or on texting or something for 6 months, talking about your problems and your shit at work, and the first thing they say, well, I never slept with nothing. I've never done nothing with him.
Yeah.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have. He hasn't put his dick in you. But you've done shit with him.
Yep.
Just as bad. That's along the lines of I was drunk. I didn't mean it. I was drunk. I didn't cheat on you because I was drunk.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. I didn't fuck him, so I didn't cheat on you. Bullshit. You cheated on me you cheated on me emotionally.
Yeah.
Just as bad, if not worse, maybe.
Yeah.
There's times, and I would still be just as pissed if a girl slept with somebody while I was with her. But there's almost times where like sleeping with somebody was like, I didn't have any feeling. You know what I mean? It was just fucking. Which is still no good. I still wouldn't be happy, but I could, almost like the emotional stuff is worse for me. Now you've confided in this guy for how long?
Yeah.
You've told him all the shit that our relationship is supposed to be in our relationship only.
Well, here you are, a married woman or about to be married or whatnot, and you're out flirting to see if you still have it. Well, why can't you flirt with your husband or your boyfriend?
Sure.
I still think
he's maybe not the right fucking guy for you.
I mean, you need to flirt with your significant others all the way through.
People are so afraid of being alone now that they will stay way too long with somebody that they shouldn't be with, and then just blame everything on each other. Girls' night, they go out and breaks are another fucking red flag for me. If you got to take a break, just break up with me.
Yeah.
Just take your shit and get the fuck out of my life. Breaks that's not what you do in a real relationship. If you really love somebody, you figure out how to fucking fix it. And if you can't fix it, you break up too. But you don't take a break for a month and go out and fuck whoever you want and then come back and be like, yeah. I've had people tell me maybe we need to go out and see if we like other people just to bring us together.
No,
go out and see if you like somebody else and then just fucking
That's
stay
basically trying to say you want a hall pass.
You're right.
For one time or whatever.
Breaks are nothing but a hall pass to me.
Because normally if they're saying that, they already have somebody in mind.
I'll tell you this right now. If you ever end up with me and you're a girl and you want to take a break, you might just well get your shit and go, because I'm going to take a break too. If you want to take a break and get your fucking quote-unquote hall pass, trust me when I tell you, I'm going to go out and flirt with people too. If you want to take a break, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. I'll do the same fucking thing. You wanted the fucking break. Now you can have your cake and eat it too. Don't be mad at me because I was flirting. There's been some crazy fucking... that same one that went to when she went to New York City with that dude, as I just said, you want to go to New York City with a dude, okay. Then that's if that's what you want to do. As far as I'm concerned, we're not in a relationship anymore. If you think that it's okay to go to New York City and spend the weekend with somebody,
with some random guy you just met,
right? So as far as I'm concerned, this relationship is over. So I went out and I met a girl. Though she found out about it, she was fucking livid. I'm like, how could you even be mad at me? You spent the weekend in New York City with a fucking dude you met a week ago, and I got a girl's phone number. Yeah. And you're and I'm a piece of shit, and I'm controlling, and all the shit she was saying to me. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I ended up blocking her on everything. Yeah, I'm not going to deal with this fucking argument bullshit.
You're fucking down in New York City getting your fucking guts rearranged. And
she's like, I need to take a break. This is back in the day, back before I fucking knew better. I want to take a break. Well, maybe not, because I did end up going out and getting that girl's number, but I want to take a break and see if it draws us closer. Okay. Let's see if that happens, because I can tell you right now, the day you leave for New York City, I'm going out and meeting somebody, and I sure as shit, I did.
Good for you.
And that was it. Nothing ever became of me and that girl, but it was a point of, and then she got mad at me for getting that girl's number. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Good for you.
Yeah, so that's that. Anyway, Andrew Tate, boy, we get off on this. Anyway, he's a millionaire. He said some stuff about Jewish people too. I guess I don't know a whole lot about. Didn't he? Or was that him? No, that was Kanye West. I'm getting the two confused.
Kanye West went off on some crazy rant.
Yeah, that's right. That was just to clarify before anybody takes that out of context. I guess that was not Andrew Tate that talked about Jewish people. That was Kanye or Ye or whatever they call him.
Yeah, he's a weird fucker.
We got some clips from Andrew.
Let me change that. You will only even acknowledge he exists if he's ignored how he feels 99% of the time before that. Because if he was sad most of the time before that, he never would have got to a place where he could attract a woman like you. The man who works in Starbucks, who's sad all the time, you won't reply to him. Neither will any other female. So for women to come along and pretend they give a about the fact that most men are basically invisible. There is not a female on the planet who's invisible today. You can be a 4, overweight, fat, you'll still go to the club and get attention. 99% of the men go to the club and nobody even fucking talks to them. If they try and talk to a girl, they get blanked and ignored and told to most men are absolutely and utterly invisible. This is the truth about masculinity, right? It's very easy for women to sit here and complain about the top 2% of men, because I've dealt with this guy, he's arrogant, blah, 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 blah. Most men don't even fucking exist. They send 10,000 DMs and never even get read, let alone replied to. So if you just sit here and say, I'll get a big G, a boss, a millionaire, and let him have a day off, very nice of you. I'm sure you would. Yeah. But if a guy who wanted to have days off all the time, he never would have got important enough in the first place to attract a woman like you. And that is the reality. As a man, it's player.
I like what he says. That is reality. Whether you agree with it or not, that's how it is.
Yeah.
This player, it's ultimately competitive. And as a man, you have to outcompete the other men who are prepared to get up and do it anyway. That's how it works. There's no such thing as saying, I'm sad, I need 2 weeks off.
At a bar, if there's 20 dudes and one girl, and that nobody can dispute this, that girl is going to go home with the guy that she thinks is the most attractive and has the most to offer.
Yep.
It's as simple as that. Just like he's saying, it's a competition. Every guy there is competing for that girl, if that's what they're there for. It's just the way it is. It's not him being misogynistic or talking down to women. It's just the fucking way it is.
Man, if you want to be important. I mean, if 12 tigers attack me and I manage to defeat 11 in unarmed combat with my Aikido and the last tiger gets my neck, that's a fine way for Tate to die.
You cheater, you cheating. It's bang out the machete, boom in her face, and grip her up by the neck. Like, shut up, bitch! Why?
See, they take those clips and they cut them down so it sounds like he beats the fuck out of women.
Yeah.
And then they just leave it there, and then everybody gets the people that can't wait to hate him even more because of shit like that. There was a thing, he was on some TV show, and he actually got kicked off of it because a video came out where he was beating a woman. And come to find out, the woman actually went on TikTok and social media and said, no, we were role playing. It was a sexual thing that we do, and it was like her fucking idea.
Oh, really?
But they took that video, never said anything about that it was the girl's idea to do that. She was like a dominating woman, or one of them people like we've talked about where they like to be choked or whatever. Well, the video just shows him choking her in bed. So everybody said he's beating the fuck out of her. She's come out with a couple different videos now on social media, like to clear his name. Like, no, we broke up, but he's a decent dude. That was my idea to do that. They had safe words and shit, according to this article and this video I was watching. They had all sorts of safe words and shit, but they love to make him sound like a piece of shit because any way they can, because he doesn't agree with the Matrix.
You suck dick for free.
Because I love doing it. What the fuck? I don't like, what the
Let's
fuck?
rewind that because I want...
You have no future with these men, so
I
why
can't.
not at least get paid for it, right?
How do I get out of this? How do I get down? Oh, because I'm zoomed in. Yeah, let's rewind that a little bit. This is if I remember right, this is a pretty good one. Fuck it. There we go.
You suck dick for free.
Because I love doing it. What the fuck? I don't like, what the fuck? I love sucking dick. Why would
You have no future with these men, so why not at least get paid for it, right?
I am getting paid for it on fucking OnlyFans. I don't need them to pay me. I make way more than they could ever give me.
They get paid twice. I don't believe in depression. Don't message me about depression because I don't believe in it. If you're asleep in your bed in the middle of the night and you hear a noise and you believe in ghosts, now you're afraid. But if you don't...
I guess these are just some clips of the things he said, so people that don't know who he is or don't fully know who he is can kind of get a grasp of what he talks about. But it ain't only women. He talks about making money, about depression, how to be strong, and how to, the problem with this world where everybody's fucking weak and everybody gets a trophy now.
Yeah, he talks about how the media portrays everything for rich people to get what they want. It's not just women. It's just he has views on
like
everything.
That last clip. It says in there specific. He's telling the girl, "Good for you. Go make money on OnlyFans."
Yeah.
Like, it's not, but they make him sound like, so this maybe will give people an idea.
Ghosts? It's the wind and you go back to sleep. You give the ghosts power by believing in them. Your house is only haunted if you believe in ghosts. Belief is a powerful thing. If I were to stand in front of you and I were to tell you that I could punch you as hard as I can in your sternum and I could fracture it and send a splinter into your heart, would you allow me to try? You wouldn't, because you know I believe I can. I believe I can hurt any man on the planet, and that's why people are afraid of me. And you believe depression is a crippling disease, and that's why you're afraid of it.
What would you do if I wanted to start an OnlyFans?
I don't think there's anything intrinsically wrong with women doing OnlyFans, as long as I had influence and control over it.
What do you mean? Doing a video photographer and get the angles, yeah?
No. I'm not doing any real work, but just like taking all the money. Huh? If my chick said, I want to do OnlyFans, I'm like, all right, then cool, go do it. How much you made? 10 grand, all right, give me 8. All right, cool.
What woman is going to give you 8 grand?
You're my woman, you're doing OnlyFans, you're selling my product. What the fuck?
Your product?
Yes, correct.
I get what he's saying. I get what he means with that. You're with me.
Yeah.
You're selling your body, something that's supposed to be sacred, I guess, for lack of a better word, between you and your partner.
Mm-hmm.
That's supposed to be sacred between you and your partner. This is the problem I have with people that allow other people in the bedroom. Like, I don't care what you do. I don't have a problem with it. I shouldn't say that. Do what the fuck you want. It doesn't matter to me. But that's why I won't do threesomes or swinging and all shit like that, because it takes away from the whole sacred part of the relationship. Just don't be in a relationship if you want to fuck 2 girls at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
It's simple as that. I think that's basically what he's saying.
Question.
No. Gee, I don't know if you're being serious.
I'm totally serious. How would I let my chick do OnlyFans and keep all the money? That's disrespectful.
What woman is ever going to give you that?
I wouldn't even want the money. I just wouldn't want her to do
Imagine one day you're sitting in
OnlyFans.
Paris and having a fucking coffee, and terrorists roll through with AKs, and the person next to you has their brains blown out. You're gonna stand there and be like, waiting to die like a motherfucker. I'm gonna be like, bang, oh, seen that before. Okay, boom, boom, duck and dive in, take one terrorist out, next get the AK, go Rambo, take out all of fucking Pakistan with a G.
I don't think the world has ever been equal. That the modern society we live in has been built by men. Let's cut the crap. All the roads you see, all the buildings you see, everything around you, men built. All of it. When women come along and say, oh, we're just as important, you are just as important, but you had a completely different role. You fulfilled a different role in society. And I think...
That's right. I'll never say that a woman isn't important. It's just men are important at some things, women are important at other things. Simple as that.
Now, if you look at the roles of society, I believe men are still doing their job, but I don't know if women are doing their job. Men are still out here building the modern world. But when they come home now, the girl's like, oh, why should I cook for you?
Would you be with me if I'd slept with over 50 men? I'm a high value woman, right?
Not anymore.
How can you be high value?
All right.
50 men have slept with you.
If I've just been single for a long time.
No, unacceptable.
Why is it unacceptable?
Somewhere on this planet, there is...
That's what we were talking about before.
Mm-hmm.
You can do whatever you want when you're single. That's fine. But the more guys you sleep with, the less valuable you are to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. To me, like I'll still be your friend.
Your stock.
I don't care. I'm not saying you're any worth. I'm not interested. You're worth less to me.
Someone who is your age may look a bit like you, who is just given some bad.
Feminism makes men think that they can't have a fucking choice.
Yeah.
Is all it is. They're like, oh, you should still be with this girl even though she slept with 1,000 dudes. You should still be with her, or if you're not, you're fucking sexist, you're feminine, you think you're better than that. No, I just think I'm good. She's good. Whatever she wants, if that's the life she wants to live, that's good for her. But I don't want to be a part of it. It's not like I'm not making fun of her or putting her down. I just don't want to be a part of that. That's fine.
There's just some things men are just physically better at than women.
Right.
There's no way around it.
I'll never put a gay person down because they're gay.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm into, but I'm not going to make fun of you or think less of you because that's the way you are. You do what the fuck you want. Makes no difference to me.
Fucking news. Either they were just given a cancer diagnosis and given 2 weeks to live, or the police just knocked on the door and said, your family's a cement truck ran them all over. They're splattered all over the road. My family? Yeah, all of them. I guarantee a bomb in Syria or a chemical attack in Yemen. There's someone your age who's just got given some bad fucking news. And if you were to sit there and explain to them your problems, they would swap lives with you in a heartbeat. And this is what most of you motherfuckers don't understand. You're not grateful for what you have because you don't understand and don't anticipate that there's someone...
Keep that in mind because there's probably a lot of people out there that would love to have a bad thermostat on a Jeep Liberty.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and I'm being serious.
No.
Like, there's when you get down about that shit, I get it. It's a pain in the balls. But keep that shit in mind.
Yeah.
Out there who would do anything to have what you have. I'm not even talking about me with my Lambo and my beautiful women and all my shit. I'm talking about just a normal, safe life where you can watch Tate speech YouTube videos and no one's going to bomb your house. There are people who would do anything to trade with you. And if you were to sit there and try and explain to them all your problems, yeah, but you don't want to, I'm depressed and I have no girlfriend and it's hard to make money and my life's hard, and you were to tell them all your stupid reasons that you don't like your life, they'd sit there and listen to them all and go, okay, yeah, no problem, let's swap. And they'd sign on the dotted line.
Some child is outside enjoying their life, playing with toys and smiling in the sunshine and having fun. I hate happiness. I hate happy children. Anyway, you're all losers. We've discussed this before. I'm the king of the world.
No. You don't go to the club with your friends. I don't know what kind of bitch-ass dude is letting his chicks go to the club.
Yeah, we talked about this.
No. You stay in the house. You don't go nowhere. You're not, no restaurants, no clubs, nothing. Because life for a man is hard.
It's all about context, though.
Yep.
And they'll love to take him out of context and make him sound like he's just saying, no, bitch, you can't go anywhere.
That's what they're kind of doing in his YouTube clip.
It sounds like they're cutting off where, but he'll explain why he says that.
Yeah.
Harder than life for a woman. Most men live depressing lives. For most men out here, they can't even feel wanted. Their wife left them. They're invisible to women. Their kids don't talk to them. They're just not wanted. Society has huge burdens on men. We're supposed to be smart. We're supposed to be rich. We're supposed to be interesting. Got to have jokes. Got to have chat lines.
This is a big one. I want to rewind this, even though everybody probably heard it. I want to rewind this clip because this is huge to me.
Because life for a man is harder than life for a woman. Most men live depressing lives. For most men out here, they can't even feel wanted. Their wife left them. They're invisible to women.
Their kids don't talk to them. They're just not wanted. Society has huge burdens on men. We're supposed to be smart. We're supposed to be rich. Supposed to be interesting. Gotta have jokes. Gotta have chat lines. Right? Gotta be charming. Gotta be cool. Experiences. Stories. We need to have a lot of shit to be an important man. To be a woman, you need makeup. I got a message on Instagram, and it was from a young 17-year-old, and he said, I'll do anything.
That clip is actually longer. I had it on my phone for a little while because I thought it was important. He goes on to say, after he says that women just need makeup, he talks about this friend that he has that has this yacht that was $150 million. In order to get girls to come over and hang out with him, he needed to spend $150 million to do that. In order to do that, you have to be successful. You have to start this business. You have to control the business. You have to run the business. You have to make this money to get these girls on this $150 million yacht in Dubai or wherever the fuck it was, Moldova or somewhere. And then he says it again. He's like, what did them girls need to get on that boat? Makeup.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't need. They just needed an Instagram account with some fucking half-naked pictures, and they got invited on the boat. But this dude had to do all this shit to get that boat, to get the girls on it.
I want to be mafia like you. Can we work together? And I sat there and I said to Tristan, why does everyone think we're mafia? We're not mafia. Like, we don't run around with machine guns. I mean, obviously we have guns. Our house is full of machetes. Are we mafia? Anyway, I don't think I'm mafia. So I said to Tristan, look, we're not mafia. And Tristan goes, yes, we are. And I said, why? He goes, we're two huge fighting brothers with women naked on the internet, who own casinos, who drive around Bucharest, Romania in over $2 million worth of fucking supercars. Everyone's afraid of us. And if anyone did piss us off at any point, even if we didn't want to fuck them up ourselves, we can make one phone call and they'd either be in a ditch or lose their any right to stay here. They'd have some visa issue and kicked out the country, or arrested for no reason and put in a jail cell.
If you had the choice between power or money, but not both, what do you pick? I guess it could lead to both, but if you had the choice to power up, I think I would pick power because with power comes money.
That's what I was leaning
Although
towards.
you could look at it the other way, with money comes power.
Yeah, but I would lean towards more power.
I think so too.
Yep.
Months at a time. We are basically as mafia as you can get. So I guess I'm mafia. I didn't mean to be. So I was sitting there going, well, I never intended on being an organized criminal. How do you end up being mafia? And I've concluded that if you are competent in every single sphere, you're going to be viewed as mafia. If you're a big, strong, smart, rich guy who's super well connected, how can you not be mafia? How can you not be when everyone wants to know you? Who doesn't want to?
I've always had a lot of interest in mafia stuff. And to this day, I try to watch everything I can about mafia. I've always had a lot of respect for them guys, and it's not because I'm afraid they're going to fucking whack me or nothing. It just, and maybe they did it some shady ways to get the money, but those motherfuckers worked their ass off to get where they were. There's no doubt about it. They worked their fucking ass. These guys going into a life of every morning you wake up, you don't know if you're going to wake up. People bust in your fucking house, kill you in the middle of the night. You make one wrong decision and everybody wants to kill you. These motherfuckers worked their ass off. Maybe they didn't go lift chunks of metal in some factory in fucking Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
But they worked their fucking balls off nonetheless.
The kickboxing world champion walks into a club with 20 big booty cuties. Everyone wants to know me. The mafia want to know me. So I don't need to be mafia if all my friends are mafia.
And also the idea of the first member of color in this family.
We all knew it was coming. It's to get out of jail free card of the modern world. Megan, you're lighter than me. Look at her face. She's white. She's basically white. Megan, no one looks at you and thinks black girl. Nobody. Don't try
talking about Meghan Markle.
Yeah.
If you're black and you're watching this, you should be very offended that this light-skinned woman is going to try and play the black card. I'm as victimized because I am a Negro. Look at your straight hair. You're so black. Season me some chicken, bitch. And when it comes back tasteless, bland, then we will know. We'll know conclusively. You ain't black. Stop saying it. You're a liar. And now she's adding race. Because what happened is Oprah was starting to dig a bit. And Megan saw herself getting cornered in her lie. So when you get cornered, you bring out the big guns. Shit, shit, shit. Race! Pow, race, race! Look at my skin. Look at my pigment. I'm a tiny bit brown. Shut up.
We're going on an hour and a half. I kind of did this backwards, but I got one more video about Andrew Tate. This is kind of course, this is also out of context, but it kind of explains a little bit more of his why he's getting canceled and stuff like that.
Slap, slap, grab, choke, shut up, bitch, sex.
You might recognize this man.
I said that if a woman is going out with a man, she belongs to that man. That's his woman. So she wants to do OnlyFans. She owes him some money because she's his.
Women should clean.
And I sat there and I thought,
look at how they just take things that make him look like he's a piece
Tate
of shit.
is a self-described misogynist who has recently been booted off Instagram and Facebook. And his actions have been described as capable of radicalizing men and boys to commit harm offline.
No. What he says is if you're a man, you have to be strong and protect yourself. So if somebody comes up to you in a club with a knife, you have to shoot the motherfucker.
Yeah.
Basically, it's survival of the fittest. But they make it sound they make it sound like he's telling people to go out and kill people and harm people. That's not what he's saying at all. He's saying as a man, you have to fucking protect yourself. Simple as that.
The 35-year-old is a former professional kickboxer who now creates content and runs an online course in modern wealth creation at a company he founded called Hustlers University. He's publicly said that he made his first million when he was just 27 years old, and that by 32 he had 100 million. He's also said that he became a trillionaire quite recently. But the problem is that there are actually no trillionaires on the planet, with Elon Musk estimated to be worth $250 billion. Essential Sport says that Tate's net worth is closer to $30 million.
Fucking air stewardess is minimum wage.
His videos promoting misogyny have come to prominence this summer. He had 4.7 million Instagram followers at the time that his account was removed. It had grown rapidly from 1 million followers just 2 months before. Although his account has been banned from the platform, TikTok has been flooded with content about Tate. Videos with the Andrew Tate hashtag have been viewed more than 12.7 billion times. But it's important to note that this number
How are they doing on canceling him?
Not very well. He's gotten bigger.
It's made it better.
Doesn't just include content of Tate and his supporters, but instead videos criticising and making fun of the influencer.
Everybody knows the quickest kid in class gets all the bitches. That shit still applies today. The reason I get my pick of the most beautiful women in the world is because I am the fastest man in the galaxy.
He was permanently banned from Twitter for saying that women should bear responsibility for being sexually assaulted.
No, we've talked about that. That's not what he's saying. He's not saying rape is good.
Yeah.
What he said is that if you put yourself in a position where that happens, you probably could have taken a little more accountability in what you've done. If you go into a fucking drug house and you're a little fucking 90-pound little blonde chick, blue eyes, straight out of high school, you go into a fucking heroin house and there's 20 dudes in there, you kind of know what you're in store for.
Yeah. Nothing good's going to come out of it.
Rape is not good. Trust me when I tell you, but if you go into a fucking trap house and they're brewing up some fucking heroin, you kind of know what you're getting involved in.
But he is still on YouTube with over 750,000 subscribers. When interviewed by another YouTuber, he said he was absolutely a misogynist. But Tate has also told The Guardian that he plays a character in his videos and that he's actually innocent. He appeared on the 2016 season of UK Big Brother, but was evicted from the series after a video of him beating a woman outside of the show surfaced. He said,
"Yeah, he said it was a joke. But they won't tell you the whole context of that. They won't mention. Well, maybe they will. I don't know. Hopefully they do. But there's probably a pretty good. I haven't seen this far into this video, but there's probably a pretty good chance they're not going to mention how the woman came out 3 different videos on social media saying this was me asking to do this."
That this video was a joke.
I love Trump. I think he's super inspiring.
Tate has been a vocal supporter of former President Donald Trump.
And that's what did him in.
Yeah.
Right there. That once you say that you're a supporter of Trump, the media wants nothing to do with you. They want you gone.
Yep.
And has appeared on right-wing podcasts and shows like InfoWars, which is hosted by conspiracy theorist Alex Jones.
He's also appeared on a lot of Democratic-run shows, too, and a lot of liberal shows. So let's not forget that. They make him sound like all he does is right-wing conspiracy shit. But he's also done a lot of other shows, too.
All lies, all lies.
It's all a scam. Let me tell you something, man. When this corona thing was going on, look like a bitch. No, I'm not like these fucking mask wearers. What?
There's climate change activism, Extinction Rebellion.
Yeah, I'll show you an extinction.
Now, that's I just wanted to play that video so people could see kind of how they fucking portray him. And basically, the video is why he's been canceled, but it's more like who is Andrew Tate? And then they blast you with all this horrible shit that he, you know, if I didn't know who the fuck he was and didn't know anything about him, I would watch that video and be like, yeah, what a piece of shit.
Yeah. I mean, he does seem like an arrogant piece of shit.
Sure.
It's full of himself and everything else, but he has that right to be like that. Just like everyone has the right to be whatever they want to be. You know, and just like anything else, they only take what they want you to hear and not.
They don't
the full
agree with
story.
what he's saying. Yeah. He's threatening to some people, so they got to get rid of him.
Yep.
Well, it didn't work for him. He's bigger now than he ever was.
And then that's what comes down with the whole conspiracy shit. You know, that there's a higher power out there than I think what people really understand.
I would be willing to bet, maybe not personally bigger than Joe Rogan, but comparing Joe Rogan's the cancellation try that they did with him compared to Andrew Tate's cancellation, I think that the cancel culture has put Andrew Tate out there further. It was more beneficial to Andrew Tate than it was to Joe Rogan.
Oh, yeah. Well, Joe Rogan was kind of already out there.
I think he benefited from that too. I think Joe Rogan actually got bigger after they tried to cancel him. But I think Andrew Tate got bigger, if that makes sense. He outgrew the Joe Rogan, cancellation thing. Anyway, that's been episode 63.
That's good.
Next week we got Rodeo Galaxy coming, and you guys kind of know. If you listen to what was it, 61? Which one was Lola?
60.
Anyway, the Lola Montez. If you listen to that episode, you'll kind of know how this is going to go. But it's going to be some different personality and some different views on things, and we're going to ask her some questions, some different stuff, and try to get some stories. She seems like she's got some stories she wanted to mention. The day she was here, she had a lot of stuff. She was like rolling her eyes and getting going. She wanted to chime in, so that's kind of what brought this on. And a lot of people asked to have her back, so we got that. We made that happen, and we'll get her back on the next episode.
Yeah,
you're going to hear from her, and I guess that's it. I don't really know.
Sounds good to me.
So it's been episode 63. We will catch you on the next one. Hey, whore.
Hey, whore.
Hey, whore.